Alright guys, on this week's technique tip, we're going to be showing you the body row. Now the body row is a very similar movement to a push-up, but now in reverse. Now we're actually using our lats instead of our chest, okay? This is a pulling movement in the horizontal plane, and it's very, very efficient in building strength to create overhead pulling, so such as pull-ups or chin-ups, and it's very good for developing and correcting posture that gets created by sitting in a bad posture position. All right, so Colby's gonna help me show this stuff today, and by implementing this, you're gonna help develop that upper and mid back, some of the arms, and a little bit of the rear shoulder when done correctly. And especially if you wanna look good in a bikini or with your shirt off, the back is one of those masterpieces that you really wanna create. Now for the body row, there is an easy way to make the movement easier or more challenging, and that's just changing the angle or the position that you're in. So currently this might be very easy for Colby, but if he starts to scoot in closer to the attachment point of where his straps are, it's going to make the movement harder because now he's going more on a horizontal plane instead of at more of an angle. So setting up the correct body row position, what we're looking for is creating tension in the hips. So he's going to squeeze his butt, he's going to keep his core nice and tight, and then he's going to basically kind of lean back onto his shoulders. That's creating tension into his lats. Now, if he went soft in his shoulders, which he's going to do real quick, it changes that position. So he was actually ready to get his initial pull going on right there. So what he's going to do is retract his shoulders. Okay? That's creating the first tension to activate the lats correctly. Now before he pulls, what I want you guys to do at home is bring your arms straight out and reach as far away as you possibly can. From here, keeping the elbows locked out, I want you to think about pulling the shoulders back, okay? And retracting and pulling. What you want to try and find here is if you guys are raising the shoulder to do it, or if you guys can pinch them back and down almost towards your butt. Now from this position, you guys will actually be able to see him activate his lats. So right now, he's got a long arm position, he's got a soft shoulder and a soft lat. What he's gonna do is retract the shoulders like he's pinching his shoulder blades together, and that's gonna be the start point of his body row. From here, as he pulls himself up, he's keeping that tension and engagement through the lats, and then he's letting himself control himself back down. Now throughout the whole body row, he's gonna keep tension in his hips, in his core, and in his lats. From here, all he's thinking about doing is actively pulling himself in that reverse push-up position. A good body row should end with the hands about chest height or chest position. His elbows are tight to his body, and he's strong through the core and the hips. Now from this view, you'll see him do this in a correct fashion, under control. He's going to actively shrug his shoulders back and then engage his pull. From there, the whole movement back down should be under control. So he's going to slowly control himself back down to the start position, and then he'd re-engage himself back up. Now, what I see sometimes from a body row is, especially under fatigue, people start to lose this midline body position. And what that's gonna look like is, if Colby did a couple good reps for us real quick, his hips are tight, he's keeping his core nice and engaged, he's retracting his shoulders and actively getting his lats to do the movement, but then he starts to tire out. What I see is the core starts to go a little bit, and you get this soft hip, and then as he pulls, he's then gonna flop himself up and almost flop himself back down. What I call that is a floppy fish, and we don't wanna see that while you're doing the body row, because the reason for that is that you're not getting the activity that you need and the development that you need from the lats. And the lats are what's doing the movement here. Now, if you're doing the body row and you feel a majority of this movement in your arms, that means you're basically doing a curl. And with the body row, just like a pull-up, the intent is to get the lats, the back, to do the movement. And if you guys are feeling it in the arms, that means you're not creating the tension that you need. And just like at the beginning of this video, I mentioned I want you to retract the shoulder blades. That's what you guys are missing. If you guys are feeling it in the arms, like you're doing a curl, so I'm gonna have them just show one for us. If you're doing a curl and you're feeling it in the arms, focus on actively retracting those shoulder blades. Now that's the breakdown of the body row. Hope you guys start implementing it. If you guys feel it in your arms, that means you need to focus on retracting the lats, getting more of that upper back development. By doing these body rows correctly, you might have to regress the movement, make them a little bit easier, but you'll get more development and more stimulus from each rep. Now, to make them harder, again, you go closer to the attachment point, more in a horizontal position. To make them a little bit easier, you regress, scoot away from the attachment point, and go into more of an angled position. Hope this helps you, and you guys start implementing it right away.